And we are here and we are going. Okay, so what we're going to do is try to get these questions in as quick as possible. So if you have a question, jump on in here. We said we're going to be in here at Sunday at around 10 o'clock. We are here and hopefully you guys show up. Okay, so here it is. Okay, it says we have some kind of specialized chat here. I want to see what these features are about on this chat here. So let me see. Can I change the kind of chat that this is? All right. I guess you got to do it beforehand. Okay, so you guys know what to do. Go ahead and put your name and where you're from in the chat, and we'll get to our topic today. Now, I told you we were going to bring you guys a super secret topic today, and that super secret topic is something that is not super secret to anybody, but I did want to put my own spin on it, and that means that it was stress. In particular, how stress is going to kill you, take you out, because nowadays we are under a constant barrage of stress, and people don't realize that when you guys are under a constant barrage of stress, when stress is messing with you all the time, you should know that it's not something that's going to go away on its own. It's something that you have to deal with and you have to face, because if you don't face the problem just follows you. It just appears that you distract yourself until you get to a point where you are quiet again, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's there whacking you over the head again. And here's the thing about stress. It doesn't just debilitate you. It doesn't just make you feel worse. It doesn't just make your eyes bloodshot. It doesn't just deform body parts. It can kill you dead. Now, here's a scary statistic that I actually found out about stress. Now, here it is. Most people don't know, but stress happens in the most predictable time that you could ever see come out of stress. And that is this. Most people who have a heart attack, over 60% of them have it enough to break down somebody's physiology enough to kill them. So that's what I'm here to save you from today. Now, saving seems to be a good word because we're talking about Sunday, and most people are going to church on Sunday morning, so they know about being saved, right? But what I'm saying is I'm trying to save you in a different respect, meaning I'm trying to save you from yourself, because you think that if you get stressed out, if you just barrel through it, if you just go along long enough, eventually it'll go away. Nope, it will just tuck itself in your subconscious, and then all of a sudden one day when you think everything is good, you're going to bust out crying. You're going to start feeling horrible about yourself, about your life, snapping on people, having a bad attitude. And then you'll wonder, where the hell did all of this come from? Do you need to start now taking drugs, antidepressives, any of that kind of stuff, non-steroidal reuptake inhibitors, serotonin reuptake inhibitors, that kind of stuff? You don't need those kind of problems in your life. And I'm here to tell you, we can deal with those. But the thing is, it's more psychological than it is physical, because if you take care of the thought thing, it turns off the chemicals. You see, us humans, we are flawed in one respect. We can turn on our stress response just from thought alone. You don't have to do anything else. All you have to do is think, and all of a sudden the feelings come flooding back. The chemicals get to going again, and all of a sudden, even though the event happened 10 years ago, it appears that it just happened a few minutes ago, because your mind can renew the episode and make you think about it on a loop because of your prefrontal cortex over and over and over again. You get the same physical response you did 10 years ago today, just by your thoughts, by your memories, by your recollections. You see how this works? It is serious. But let's get to some names in the chat here, because I haven't forgotten about you guys. And thank you guys for joining me on a Sunday morning. Okay, so let's see. We had, who was the first one in here? Let me see. It was Susan H. this time. All right, very good. Craig Stewart in the house. Susan H. We got Yosandra. Okay, Yosandra Cook. I haven't seen that one before. Alabama. Maitrice. All right. Wait a minute, Mertice Riley. Okay, I got you. All right, Miss Injolie back in the house. Egan in the house. Raymond Presley. Heaps. Okay, I got you. We got Darren in the house. Okay, Tian. I haven't heard that one. So Portland, Oregon in here. Bay Area, California. What do we got? Vermont. Wow. Pasadena, California, New Jersey. I saw you. Lisa West from Chicago. I see you. Mike McGregor, Dade County in here. Dallas. Otis Fagan back in here. Otis, not to have you back. enough to give me a thumbs up on this video. So if you see that little thumbs up button on this video, I want you to click that thing. Now, let's get back to our talk about stress. Now, we're going to talk about stress. Hopefully your questions are related to that. And I want to know, how has it been affecting your life? So let me start out with a question. I got to get you guys in here and let's get you drawn in to this conversation. How many of you are stressed out? You feel like you're overwhelmed with life right now. So just give me a little something in the chat. I know it's a little bit of a delay, but I want you to get it in here and I want to see how important this is. Okay, so let's find out. How many of you are stressed out and you feel like life is overwhelming you right now? I don't care what it is. It could be children, it could be family drama, it could be work drama, it could be health issues, it could be family members' health issues. I don't care. It could be anything that is bringing stress to your life and has you feeling overwhelmed. Let's see if anybody's dealing with that right now. Okay, so let's see it. Okay, so I see, right, yes, Sharon's Poetry Corner. Okay, so Sharon from Brooklyn, New York. Okay, I know, I'm loving New York. New York is up in here. All right, they are representing. Miss Injoli says me. Look, Lisa comes in with the first stress comment. She says, I'm definitely stressed about several things, which make it even more overwhelming. So now here's the thing. Women and men are different because women tend to internalize and think on an issue until literally they have to go talk to somebody about the issue in order to get it out. I would prefer the former, meaning go talk to somebody. It's way better when you let it out rather to internalize. Men, we can just let stuff go. I think it's only because we're simpler as far as the way we carry out things mentally that we can just let stuff go. It really is important, all right? And women realize this, but men, see, even though it's the same importance, we don't put that kind of emphasis on it. Men get stressed out about other things. See, women, they get stressed out about everything because everything becomes something that you can think about. It's something that you can internalize, something that you can emotionalize. However, men, because we're not built like that, it's not going to come off at all the way that it is to you, which is why conflict in the relationship, okay? We don't think the same. So you're trying to make him like you, you're trying to make her like you. It's just not going to work, okay? So just understand we are different. We're going to experience things in different ways, and women talk things out. They have a tendency to. It's a real good thing because that means that things get resolved. Men tend to internalize because we don't talk things through. We've been taught to, if you talk about your feelings, you're a sissy, you're a pussy, you're a person who does not, you can't handle your own problems. What kind of man are you? All right, you got to man up and handle this and handle that. Nope, handling it will get you killed. All right, handling it will have you internalizing until you can't take it anymore and you end up shooting up a building for the people. That's what internalizing does. So I'm so glad that women talk about things and get it out. It's ugly. Okay, so I'm gonna get deep into this as far as stress, just to let you guys know how physiologically damaging it is to experience stress of any kind on a high level. Okay, so let's see. It says, let me see. Oh, I like this. Okay, so hold on. It says, yes, I'm under stress. Susan says, yes, I'm under stress, and it takes my pressure up very high. Talking about the blood pressure. Now, of course, that's one of the first symptoms that happens as a result of stressing yourself out. So, yes, all right, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Okay, so let me roll up my sleeves. Let's get busy in here. All right, let's pull a Barack Obama. Pull up the sleeves. Let's get to work. Okay, let's see. Who else we got? Let's see. Yosandra says, widowed 5 years. I don't know how to get back to life. Now, Yosandra, I want to know, how did that materialize? Because it's 5 years later, meaning that the situation is 5 years removed, but you're still dealing with it mentally as if it happened yesterday. So I want to know, why haven't you, and you know the answer to this, don't say you don't. I want you to tell me what's the answer. Why are you hanging on to because I know you love the person. I know that the person was there. He was half of your life and he was there helping you, supporting you. And he was the big part, the love probably of your life. Break you down and cause you that deal of stress, and you still haven't been able to put it together again. So tell me, all right? And I want you to be honest. If you've been making excuses, let me know that. Okay, so I want the honest, straightforward answer. Don't sugarcoat it. If you got to curse, I don't care, but let me know the answer. Okay, so very good. All right, Mike McGregor, me So much so, it's affecting my sleep. So, Mike, you're thinking before you go to sleep. That's why it's affecting your sleep. But that means that you're thinking all the time. And if you got those stress hormones on 24/7, that means all of your cortisol is gone. So that means your health is going to suffer, because now the first thing that your body steals from when it runs out of cortisol is precursors from your thyroid. Then it's going to be precursors from your pancreas. And then it's going to be lowered liver function. Then it'll be lowered kidney function. Then it'll be severe migraine headaches. You are on a path and a roadway, right, that if you keep on with these thoughts that are triggering these chemicals, these neurotransmitters, these hormones, these enzymes inside your body, there's going to be a serious repercussion about this later. And I'm just hoping that the first repercussion is not death. Okay, so you have to deal with these things. And sometimes it's coming to a place like this and just being able to talk about it and just tell somebody about it. I don't see, people think that some things are supposed to be private. Having sex with your spouse, that's private. But talking about problems about your sex life is not a private issue. That's something you have to talk to somebody about, because if you don't, first of all, it's going to eat you up and it's going to kill you. Second of all, if you don't talk about it and you don't get it out in the open, how does the problem get resolved? I heard a saying a long time ago that makes a lot of sense in this instance, and that is, the same person who created the problem cannot be the one who fixes the problem. All right. That's just like saying an addict can cure himself because he can take all the drugs he wants, but one day he'll just wake up and he'll be off the drug. No, you have to become a different person, thus a 12-step program. Thus, that new person can actually solve the problem because he has a new set of coping skills. But you, as the junkie, do not have those coping skills. Not calling anybody a junkie, but I'm just trying to make the comparison between the two. It's the same person. It's just that you become a different person in order to solve the problems in your life. So if I am a porn addict, then that means that I cannot, as a porn addict, solve my porn addiction problem. I'm not the person yet. But if I'm a person who used to look at porn, who used to get off to porn, and now all of a sudden I have reformed myself. So now I'm having a better relationship with my wife, and now I have a healthier relationship. So I just want to say that's going to turn out a lot better for me, because now I'm a different person. I can go back and look at my porn addicted self, and now I can say, I see where the difference is. Now I got the skills in order to get away from that, and start getting back to getting used to having sex with a real person instead of viewing electronic representations of life and sex on a video screen and training my brain to respond to that. You see how this works. And it's all the same, because porn is an addiction. Drugs are an addiction. Food is an addiction. Sugar is an addiction. Heroin is an addiction. So when you talk about addictive qualities, once you get a person used to something, it's now an addiction. It's mental. It's not even that the drug is addicting you. Now, certain things like crack cocaine and heroin, aka opioids in a hospital, that kind of stuff, that's like chemically addictive. Okay, it's going to make you come back over and over again if it's injected or put into your system, unless somebody helps you with that process. But other things like food, the sugar, the other things in life, the porn, that stuff is mentally addictive. And sometimes that's even stronger than a chemical addiction, because the hardest thing in the world for a human being to break, for someone to break, is a human being's routine. That's one of the most powerful forces on the face of the planet, a human being's routine. Once you get us doing something, we do it on automatic. All right, think about this. The only reason you go to a job is to make money. You make money so you can pay for the house that you live in, the car that you drive to work, and to take care of your family. Now, if you do all of that, realize that one thing is there to pay for or supplicate the other, right? So you only go to a job so you can pay for the house that you're not in during the day, because you're at the job that's meant to pay for the house. That also goes for the car that you're paying for, that you have to use to take to the job in order so you can pay for that car with the job that you're working to pay for the car and the house. Now, the only benefit to this is you say, I got a roof over my head. Not most of the time, you just use your house to sleep in, because when you get up, you have to get ready and you have to leave that house and go do it all over again. And you spend most of your waking life at a job or at work, and you spend most of your tired, sleepy time at at home, and now you don't even get to enjoy the home that you live in, the home that you pay for, the home that you pay insurance on, the home that you just on occasion at Thanksgiving and Christmas get to enjoy, and now all of a sudden you believe that it's worth it. That's a routine, a trap that you were set up into when you were a child to let you believe that a house is an asset. What? If you talk to any kind of accountant, they will tell you a house is a liability because it doesn't pay you, you pay it. Therefore, not an asset, liability. So when you guys are looking at the different sides of this, you're wondering why you're stressed out. It's because it's pre-programmed into you to be stressed from the beginning because you put yourself in a situation you have no idea how you got into, but you're in it. And now you're living for it. And the hardest thing for most of us who are free, most of us who have gotten out of somewhat of the rat race and we actually can actually do some things with our life, here's what we realize. We realize that we were in a trap. And that's the first step in AA, right? You have to recognize that you have a problem, and then you can fix the problem. So when you realize that you're in a trap, you say, okay, how do I get out of the trap? Who's done it before? Can I follow them? What else can we do in order to relieve the situation, thus relieve the stress? Okay, so that's why my skin is not wrinkling. That's why I'm not stressed out. That's why I have all this energy and stuff. Not to mention, I just had my morning super smoothie. So watch my YouTube channel if you see my recipe on my super fruit smoothie that I do in the morning. Okay, so this is good. Let's get back to some more comments here because I've been talking a little bit, and I love to go off on rants. So let me see. Who else is stressed? Yes, I'm definitely overanalyze situations. Lisa says, yeah, she does. A friend of mine, family member, wants to move in, stressed out about it. 10, that's because you're afraid of the response when you say no. So 10, I want you to go ahead, and if you don't want them there, tell them you don't want them there. And don't be mean about it. I didn't say you had to say, oh, no, fuck off. All right, I don't want you here. No, I didn't say that. I said you should say, look, and somebody moving in is not the best thing for us right now. I really would love to help you. If I am the only option that you have and I can help you, you can sleep on the couch. However, if there's any other option that you can think of, any other family member you can go to, I will even help to pay for a bus ticket, plane ticket, whatever, for you to get to your family members. But I don't think I want to put myself into that situation knowing that I have children and I'm not, or I have a spouse and we are not comfortable with having somebody else in our home when we don't have that much room to begin with for ourselves. Okay, doesn't that sound good? Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm just going to avoid the situation. When they call, I'm not going to answer the phone. If I happen to run into them, I'm just going to say I'm busy. I'm not going to talk to them. And when you aggressively avoid somebody, that's called passive aggressive, they are going to hate you more than if you just came and were honest and like, I don't feel comfortable with this situation. So I would love to help you, but truthfully, you being here is just too much stress on my life. I'm gonna, if I can help it any other way, I can help you move, I'll do it. But staying with me is just a step too far. And I hope you understand that. And if they don't understand, they're not that good of a friend. So let them go anyway. Okay. So, but if they are, they'll be like, you know what, I am intruding on you. I'll try to figure out every other option up to including going and living with another family member, but I won't put this burden all on you. I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that. That's how most people will react if they're civil and if they're a real friend of yours. Okay. So I like that. 10. Way to go. Way to go. All right. So let me see what else have you got. We're having a great day here in Atlanta. All right. Terry Lynn said, there's no stress here, baby. All right. None at all. All right. Terrence says, yes, high cholesterol has me having panic attacks and stressed out thinking I'm going to have a heart attack or a stroke. Terrence Williams, cholesterol is not the cause of high blood pressure. It's not the cause of anything. High cholesterol shows up in your blood as a response to damage, okay? And that's omega-6. That's what we call bad cholesterol. But it's only considered bad because it only appears when there is damage. So it doesn't cause anything. It's the result of damage. The real root cause is damage. So you get rid of the damage, the cholesterol goes down as a side effect. That's all it is. The showing up of high cholesterol is just a side effect, just the side effect, just the side effect. I'm telling you that repeatedly because most people think it's a cause. It's not. It's a side effect. So get rid of the damage, you get rid of the cholesterol. Okay, so don't try to get rid of the cholesterol. That's not going to work. It's you take care of the problem, not the symptom, because if you take care of the symptom, the problem's still there. So it's going to create multiple other problems that you're now going to have. And now you're going to have several other problems that pop up because you didn't deal with the root issue. Okay, so very good. So, learn positive thinking. I love it. So I know I did. Okay, Raymond, that's good advice. Miss Angelie says, I resigned from my career of 11 years to be a stay-at-home mom. I have an autistic child and cerebral palsy child. I am stressed and feel unhealthy because I can't take care of myself completely. Well, sometimes you can't take care of yourself completely. Sometimes you're going to have to take care of your kids first. You're a mom. That's what moms do. They give up themselves for their children. But I have to agree with you. You do have to find some time to take care of yourself. And you're going to have to find some ways to, and I'm going to say this in a bad way. It's going to sound bad, but you're going to have to find a way to dump off your children on somebody else. Now, not anybody else, because you have special needs children. That means that somebody who is trained, like a special daycare center who specializes in autistic and cerebral palsy children, so that you can have a break at least one day out of 2 weeks, one day out of a month. You got to do something for yourself, because if you don't recharge, all of a sudden the kids one day and one day soon might not have a mom. Because if you put that kind of stress on yourself, there's going to be tremendous repercussions. All right, tremendous. Okay, and when I say tremendous, I mean dead. Okay, so you got to take care of that. Okay, let's see. We've worked our way all the way down to the bottom. Let's see. I've been making excuses. We had a codependent marriage. Now that he's gone, who do I depend on? The companionship that I'm looking for is not there. Okay, so Yosandra, very good. Thank you for being honest on that. Now, here's the thing. The problem is you fell for the trap that they tell most couples, is that you have to bring 50% to the relationship and 50% to the relationship, and that makes a whole relationship, a whole person, basically. That's not true. You are a person and you have your own needs. Your husband was a person, he had his own needs. That's 100. So when you come together, you should have 200%, meaning you go further as a couple than you do individually. However, if one of the pieces goes away and all of a sudden you're left with yours, you're still left with 100%, because you don't have to depend on anybody for your needs. So you just have to learn. If you like some women and men, they don't do the finances. They let the other person handle that. You have to get in on that, because when your husband goes away, who's going to let you into the bank account if your name's not on it? Okay, so you have to think about these things. The kids' social security numbers. Mom usually knows those, but dad doesn't. Dad has to get into that and find out, what's the information on my kids? Shouldn't I know everything there is to know about my children? Because that's going to release some stress later if something happens. And in life, something always happens. Okay, it's just inescapable, and you're not going to get out of this life alive. So you might as well just face whatever problems you have and just go with it. Okay, so I love it. Okay, so let me see. June Robinson up in the house. Okay, June Robinson, welcome. But Sharon Poetry Corner says, but how do you deal with stress if it's your mate in a toxic marriage? At what point do you walk away? It's either your health or your marriage. I'm choosing health. All right, and I have to say, yeah, that's the only choice. That's the only choice. If you described your marriage as toxic, that means that it's not good for either of you. So you staying is not supporting him, because he can feel it. And I'm sure you can feel it from him as well. So if you guys are toxic, but you're saying that you love each other, but you never touch, you never kiss, you never have sex, you argue all the time, and every time that you come together, you guys are looking at each other with disdain, and you're asking yourself the very serious question in your mind, what the hell am I doing here? Then that is your key. If you've ever asked yourself this question, what the hell am I doing here? Or I'm only here because of my kids, you got to leave, because that's not healthy for anybody. And people think, well, we got a house together and we got this together, we got that together. Well, how about this? How about you sell the house? Then you can have a check together that you can split, and you can leave him with his half, and he can be on his merry way, and you can be on starting your new life together. Don't wait till you're old in order to make this decision, when you got vibrant years of your life that you could be exercising, you could be learning something new languages, meeting new people, having extraordinary experiences around the world, but but you're stuck with a person who doesn't want to do a damn thing. That's the difference. So I think what you should do is right now, today, start writing up your plan as to what you're going to do as far as getting away from this toxic relationship. And you can be friends after. That's cool. If you guys are not like punching each other and having knockdown, drag out, knuckle busting fights, if you guys are not having that, then you guys are civil with each other. You just can't live together. So you can still be friends afterwards. I mean, like, give it a year. Tell them, I don't need to see you for a year. Goodbye. This is not for me. We're going to divide up the assets. We're going to give everybody what they deserve. You go your way, I'll go mine. We might have to take a hit on some things, but we'll build it back up in the future. And that's the way most human beings are going to go through life. It's what I had to do several times before I actually got to a place where I have a woman that I love and somebody who supports me in everything that I do, and a woman that will back me on almost everything. And she does things for me in the background that I don't even notice until a year later. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, damn, how did I become the lucky one to end up with a woman like this who is willing to have my back on everything, basically, that I do in life? How is that possible? Well, it's possible because I looked at the characteristics of a woman that I wanted, and when she came along, she was that, and I jumped on it with no hesitation, and I was just like, okay, this is what's going to work for us. Now, when we started dating, I didn't know a few times and actually getting to know each other and actually having conversations and talking about what's important to us. It just fell in, and it was almost like it was like natural. And when we got married, nothing changed. All right, when we got married, nothing changed. It was all the same. All right, it was not what you hear, because as soon as you get married, if things start changing, if the person starts getting really comfortable because they now they know in their mind they got you locked down, that's the time where you might say, you know what, I might have to get this a no, because, you just got way too comfortable when we tied the knot. And all of a sudden, you just thought I was going to turn into a housewife that was going to just wait on you hand and foot. No, mother. You better get up and do something to help me in this relationship. That's why my wife never has to ask me to take out the trash. She never has to ask me twice to go fix anything. What I do is what she asks me to do. I get up and I do it, because oftentimes she's right. So when I get up and do it, it's done, and you don't have to ask me again. So I'm that kind of person. I'm proactive. So I like to get up and I like to do. I don't like sitting around. I don't like wasting time. The only time I like to sit around is when me and her are watching Netflix together. But I do admit, I'm gonna like when I go out and play golf, she's like, go. You don't even have to, ask me. I'm just let me know, and you go out and do your thing. So when I do stuff like this live today, we're going with some friends to go have lunch in a little bit. But she's just like, yeah, go ahead and do your live thing, and then afterwards we'll go out and we'll have lunch with our friends. That's the kind of relationship that you want. You want somebody who's going to support you, and because she does all that for me, what am I willing to do for her now? Everything. Right. So that's what I'm talking about. We gotta get into this stuff. We gotta actually feel like you're involved in a relationship, not that you're riding alongside somebody, or you feel like the relationship is one-sided, or like you described, it's toxic. I mean, damn, that's a hell of a word to describe a marriage. So I love it. I love it though. Okay, so let's see. Oh man, this jumped down far. Okay, so all is good. Have a super fantastic week. Peace. June Robinson. All right, we see you. All right, have a good weekend, June, and enjoy yourself if you work the regular Monday to Friday. So have a great time. Enjoy your weekend, and when you get back to work, try to find something you enjoy there too. Okay, love it. I am under so much stress, David Bolton, as a result from trying to take on 80 to 95 hours week between work and school. Oh my goodness. David, you're burning it at both ends. David, how much sleep do you get? Okay, I want to know this. David, how much sleep do you get? Okay, so let me see. Amped up. Yo, what's good, peeps? SC in the house. All right, way to go. I'd love to see you. He's backed up in here. Amped up. You're always a long-time fan. I love it. So thank you for showing up in the chat. Mr. Barbados, you as well. Okay, what's up, Doc? Jeff Haynes, I see you. All right, Mr. Barbados. All right, I really want to stop eating meat. Do you have tips on what I can eat that is just as tasty? Now, as far as meat is concerned, there's nothing wrong with eating meat as long as you can get like pure organic grass fed meat that does not have GMO, non corn fed cows. So, because eating meat is not necessarily bad. It's when you have it with the GMOs, which is what most meat are. When you go to restaurants, even good restaurants, the meat is not choice meat. It is meat that was not grass fed. You actually have to look for that kind of stuff from the chef and on the menu to find out if that was actually the case. So if you want to eat something different, though, I don't necessarily agree with vegan choices when they go away, because most vegan choices actually have binders and fillers, additives, chemicals, preservatives and it's worse than if you actually ate chemical laden beef. So what I would say is, if you're going to go to a non-meat alternative, do it yourself. Okay, crush your own, boil up your own black beans and put together your own black beans. Now, if you cost you a little bit, but black bean burgers are delicious, and you can get them organic there with almost no other ingredients in it but the black beans and the herbs, the spices. That's it. Okay, so everything sticks together because it's a bean. It has paste consistency, so you don't have to use a binder to hold it all together. So, and it cooks up really well, and when you put some stuff on it, it tastes sometimes better than a hamburger. Okay, so if you're talking about meat, that's the kind of stuff you can do. Turkey, chicken, it's the same as red meat. It's GMO fed, corn fed animals, and there's nothing better about turkey than there is to chicken, than there is to pork than there is to beef. So when you talk about all the animals are sick. So don't think in your head that, oh, one animal is better than the other. All of them need to come from a grass-fed, cage-free, organic environment so that you get the best cuts of meat when you eat them. Now, truth be told, meat is not a necessary staple in anybody's diet because you don't require protein from meat to grow muscle or keep anything running in your body. You guys should know a gorilla weighs almost 800 pounds at his max, and he is the most muscular animal on the planet, and he hardly eats any meat. Most of them don't eat any meat, period. So how do they get all this big, bulky, hard muscle and they don't eat meat? Because they don't need any damn protein. They're eating mostly grass. And why is it? Because it's grass in the wild that is supremely healthy for them and there's no junk in it. So it doesn't matter that you eat meat, just clean meat. Okay, so long answer to a short question. Okay, so very good. All right, let's see. Oh, Maria Sanchez. Keep up the good work and your lovely ties. Okay. Love from the Netherlands. All right. So you guys are having good times over in the Netherlands. Now, Maria, you have an amazing weekend as well. You go enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, and whatever you do, do it all the way. Okay. So I'll see you next time if you can't stay. Okay. Very nice. Let's see who we got next. He says, Raymond Priestley, good behavior until they get what they want. And that's for both sides. Okay, he's just not talking about men on that. He's talking about women, men, everybody who's in a relationship. That is the case. All right, I love it. LL Lewis back in the house. Give and take, not just take. That's right. And that's what it's all about. So you guys are into it as far as the relationship. You are correct. Margaret Jackson, my half-sister died last night. The last conversation, I'm sorry about that, Margaret. The last conversation we had about a month ago, she complained about how her kids were stressing her out. Now, people don't realize that. Kids are a huge stress. Even though they're not doing anything to intentionally stress you out, you worry about them. And because you do, their actions have a big effect on your psyche. And if that is the case, you guys will notice that moms tend to die a lot earlier, especially if they have kids, because the kids are very active. They're very out. They like to go out. They like to do. And the more that they do, the more trouble they can get into potentially. So and even when you're an adult, mom worries. So whenever you have a problem, mom worries. Whenever you're feeling good, mom is worried about when's the next time you're going to have a problem in your life. So that's just what they do. They worry. So you guys should just know that moms are, because of the stress response, going to die a little bit earlier because they cannot let it go. Now, some moms, they're real good at it. They realize that now their kids are grown, I can't worry about them as much because it's their own life. Now, as a parent, you're always going to worry, but are you going to worry to the point where it's going to mess you up to the point where it could take your life early? Some moms, yeah. It will. All right. And now that's a perfect segue here to get into our next section here. And it looks like I'm a little choppy. Okay, it's smooth back out. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the rundown on stress. This is not going to be a long lecture. This is going to be quick. So let me tell you guys a little bit about stress. Now, there are 3 stages of stress. They call it the stress triad. Okay, so the stress triad. What does that mean? Well, the stress triad means that you are actually have 3 stages of stress that perpetually get worse and worse until the person is either debilitated, they go into a coma, or they die. Okay, that's what stress can do. Let's start off with stage number 1. Now, stage number 1 is called the compensation phase, meaning that you realize that there's a stress and your body has decided to do something about it. Not you, mentally, not consciously, subconsciously, you've decided to do something about the stress that is inhibiting your life, either by thought or by physical stress, meaning the Coca-Cola, the junk food that you eat. That is a physical stress. What you think is a psychological stress. So we have psychological and physical stress both acting on the body at the same time. Now, how about this? Pressure. It says sweaty hands and underarms, and then slight anxiety. Now, this first stage of stress that we're talking about is something called eustress. Your body likes a little light stress because it makes you active. It puts you on edge. It means that now something has to happen in order for this to happen, right? So this has to work. However, if you don't take care, you're supposed to stay there because that eustress. So you go from normal to eustress, normal to eustress. That's what we're supposed to say. However, if we now let it go past that, and now you keep thinking about a certain situation, you keep having a nightmare over and over again every night, that psychological stress is going to wear on you. You keep eating the bad food, and you stress eat, and you have the cheesecake, and you stress eat, and you have the fried chicken. Now you have psychological and physical stress going on at the same time. Now the condition is going to get worse. Then you enter into stage 2. Stage 2, this is what's going to happen. Stage 2 is called resistance. All right. So now you're going to try to resist the stressor. This is what happens. Sustained high blood pressure, migraines. I did a lot of research on this. Decreased digestion. Wait a minute. Your digestive system is considered your second brain because your digestive tract is lined with neurons, not regular digestive tract cells. So that's why they call it your second brain, because if we slow down digestion, that means that we're killing off normal flora. And that means we can't break down certain foods to produce certain amino acids, which are proteins that make our cells work. So if you guys don't realize what's going on here, that's severe. And now we're going to enter a state of disease. We're also going to have decreased hormones. Now, for us men, not going to be that big of a problem, but that's going to cause you to have no erections. That's going to cause your muscle tone to suffer. That's going to cause your energy level to drop. And for ladies, you're going to have all of those. And on top of this, because a woman's physiology is based on hormones, if you have lowered hormone production, you guys are going to have abdominal pains. You're going to have back pains. You're going to have severe migraine headaches. You're going to get PCOS. You're going to have endometriosis. You're going to have abdominal cramps that hurt like hell. You're going to have vaginal pains that feels like somebody's stabbing you with a knife. All right. That kind of stuff is what you don't need in your life. However, that's not the last stage. If that wasn't bad enough, there is another stage past that, and it's called alarm. And when you get to the alarm stage, that means that your body is firing off flares saying, we are in trouble, we're under attack, and there's hardly any resources to deal with all this. So this is what happens in exhaustion or alarm. We then have heart deformation. Remember that? The number one heart problem, mitral valve stenosis, where the valve on the left side of your heart becomes increasingly smaller. Therefore, the leaflets don't close the way they're supposed to. And then all of a sudden, blood starts running back the other way in your heart, called congestive heart failure. Sound familiar? Okay, yes. And then ulcers. So if we now have holes in your esophagus, in your stomach, in your digestive tract, that means that if I blow holes into the 2 parts of your intestines down here that absorb nutrients, they're called your jejunum and your ileum. If you blow holes into those 2 parts, guess what? If you can't absorb nutrients, you can't keep your vital organs alive. And then if they shut down, guess what's the next step after that? That's right. The organism dies, and the organism is you. Okay. So, and the last decreased liver function. To me, the most important organ you have in your body. Because if the brain goes, if everything else stays alive, you stay alive. You're a vegetable, but you stay alive. However, if you kill your liver, everything else dies. Because it's the support mechanisms for and the backup mechanism for almost everything in your body. That's why I don't understand how people can drink alcohol and think it's a good time. Because if you float your liver and you mess up your liver, especially if you have a disease and you're getting drunk to have a good time or to have fun, that's going to kill you instead of make you better. Let me go back over these last steps again. Stage 3 exhaustion, or what they call alarm. Your body is trying to warn you that it's about to shut down. Heart deformation, congestive heart failure, ulcers, can't absorb nutrients, and decreased liver function. Now you can't produce white blood cells, you can't clean alcohol out of your body, you can't clean the solids out of your blood, and now you're in real trouble because now you have no choice but for your blood to become toxic. They call that sepsis or blood poisoning. So if you guys didn't realize how important stress is or the methods you need to use to get rid of it, you should know, because if you don't understand what's going on here as far as stress, it'll kill you. What you don't know will and can kill you. So let's get to a few more questions before I get out of here, because I said 45 minutes. I said I was gonna do it, and then we got to meet our friends. So let me see here. Okay, let me see. Okay, 5 more minutes. Let's do some. Hello, Alvin J. Lady B in the house. Lady B, I see you. Okay, I saw you. I didn't let it go by. So, and again, sorry, Margaret, I am so sorry that you had a family member who actually passed away. I didn't mean to gloss over it or anything to make it seem like it wasn't important, but I know family members are important to us. I hate it every time I lose one, but I love them in the life that they lived. So it was, people make their own choices, and I know we want to help them, but sometimes it sounds like she even knew what the problem was as far as her kids stressing them out, because I know you love them, but kids cost money. Kids are stressful. Kids are they're into everything. They're going everywhere. You got to watch them every second. It's just too much, and it's stressful. That's why I did not have any kids of my own, because I knew that I was selfish with my time and money, and I wanted to spend it on myself and or my girlfriend, wife, whatever, but I did not want to have kids because I knew that I would not be able to pay attention to them in the way that I needed to. Now, true enough, women have told me, especially moms, they're like, well, that your life tends to change when you have children. I know. And I probably would have changed, but would it have been for the better? Would my sanity have been any better just because that was the fact? I don't think so. I think I would have been a miserable son of a gun who you probably couldn't even talk to. I would have been so negative because I had something in my life that I did not want in there. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. My life right now it's damn near perfect. Okay, I got to tell you, I am grateful for every single thing, especially my kids that I got now. I do not have any biological children, but I do have 2 stepchildren, and my stepchildren are 27 and 30. All right, now, because of that, or I should, wait a minute, 28 and 31. All right, so now what I'm grateful, and I love them to death, and I'll do anything for them. I treat them as if they're my real children. They don't have to worry about anything. If they need something, we let them. Okay, if they need somewhere to stay, they can come stay here. That's the thing. That's what we do for our family. However, if I had to raise them from a young age, might I be a bit more bitter person? Yeah, I would, because the stress would have eaten me alive. And I have only one other thing in my life that I want to get rid of. And I'm going to tell you guys what that is when I get rid of it. I'm not going to tell you now because I don't need anybody suspecting or trying to speculate anything. But what I am going to do is I have to tell you guys, when I get rid of that one thing, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to celebrate, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly what it is. Some of you can guess already, but I'm going to tell you what that is, and I'm going to make a whole hell of a hoopla about it. I'm going to make a video. You guys are going to see balloons and stuff in the video caption, everything, because it's going to be one of the happiest days of my life, because it's the last thing that I don't quite have that I've always wanted in my life, and I had it in my 20s for most of my 20s. I had it, and in my 30s, I had it for early 30s for a little bit, and then now that I'm in my early 40s, it's like, Now I want it for the rest of my life. So I'm going to get, okay, I'm going to get that. I'm going to tell you. Okay, so let's see. All right. Yes, yes. Oh, look at this. Yes, people helping each other out with the vegan food. I love it. I love it. I love it. Wait a minute. Is there any hope for anyone who is on dialysis? Now, if you're on dialysis, that means your kidneys have failed. Your kidneys are the organs that actually clean the blood, the waste out of your liquid blood. Now, your livers do this. Your liver does this as a backup, okay? And your liver also takes out the harder stuff. So the lighter stuff handled by your kidneys, the harder stuff like alcohol is handled by your liver. Now, because of that reason, the liver is more receptive as far as taking out poisons from your blood. However, the kidneys do a hell of a job because you have so many nephrons inside of your kidneys that are able to function as cleaning units that you can actually purify your blood. Your blood is supremely purified after it leaves your kidney. So that's the great thing about your kidneys. However, if you are in dialysis, that means that both of your kidneys have failed. You can live with one kidney because what will happen is the one kidney that you have, if you lost one and you only had the one left, the one that you have left will actually grow to the size of both of your kidneys and take over the entire function. So you don't lose anything by losing a kidney. All right, you just get a bigger one. Your brain secretes something called growth hormone. It makes the kidney grow in size, and then all of a sudden it can do twice the work. So that works. All right, you got backups and almost everything. The problem is once you lose both of your kidneys, your liver will try its best to be a backup because it backs up everything in your body. The problem is it does back up everything else. Therefore, it will never be able to clean your blood to the extent that your kidneys did, and therefore, because it has a whole bunch of other jobs to do, now it's kind of short-handed in taking care of cleaning your blood. Now, that's going to be a problem. That's why you need dialysis, a machine to artificially clean your blood. If you do that now, you have that machine clean your blood. The kidneys, because more than likely, if both of your kidneys have failed and or they've been removed, there's nothing in your body that can replace all of that function. So therefore, you have to either get a renal transplant, meaning you get a new kidney or two, in order to get your function back, and therefore you can get off of dialysis. So that's just a transplant. Can you do anything to clean your blood without kidneys? There's only one. You cannot intake poisons. You see, the whole purpose of your kidneys is to clean impurities out of your blood. When I say poisons, people think I mean medications and vaccines and pills, over-the-counter stuff, tonics, juices, cough syrup, cough lozenges, stuff like that. No, I'm talking about Pepsi. I'm talking about Cane's chicken. I'm talking about tater tots, pizza, red hot jalapeno puffs, that kind of stuff. You think that's food. It's not. It's poison. It's chemicals put together to make that taste good. However, if you don't take care of it and recognize that real food is fruit, vegetables, vitamins, and minerals, that means you're not putting any poison in your body. And if you drink purified water, not out of the tap, because the tap has fluoride, chlorine, that's the very definition of poison, but purified water into your diet, you're not intaking anything that you need to clean out of your blood. So you can do it by compensation, meaning eating supremely clean so that you don't need your kidneys, or you can go and you do the dialysis, or you can get a kidney transplant. Those are the three options. Unfortunately, the last two happened in the hospital. And that's what a hospital is for, emergencies. Those are emergencies, because if you don't take care of that, you will die. That's sure. You don't know to what extent the eating that you're doing is actually what kind of poisons that you have built up in your blood. Do you have tissues that have poison? So even though we cleaned out your blood, your tissues are steadily seeping poison into your blood because you did it for so many years before. So it just depends. Okay, so there's a lot that goes into looking at it. Okay, so very good. Happy birthday, Alvin. It's mine today. All right. So Denise. That's good stuff. Mine isn't until February, but I'll take the happy birthday anyway. All right. Happy birthday to you. Okay. So very nice. Very nice. Denise Mata. All right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. So Sharon Spolk, you call me. You probably just saved my life. Thank you. All right, Sharon. I hope so. I hope so, because I'm trying to give the best and most poignant advice in the quickest way possible so you guys can act on it immediately. So let's see. Tien, there's a timely message and I take your words seriously. I really need to find healthy ways to deal with my stress. Yes, and I'm going to tell you this. The only reason that most people are stressed is because they feel like they have no hope. And that's terrible for any human being. But most of us feel like if you don't feel like there's an alternative to go to, and you feel like you're going down a road and that's the only road, and you see a dead end at the end of that road, that means that you are trapped and you can't go anywhere. You can't go sideways. You can't go forward. And more than likely, you can't back up. So in your mind, because that is solidified in your mind that, damn, I chose this way and I have to stay this way. No, tear down the damn ways, because most people think that there's only one solution. This is why we need to talk to people when we're stressed, because in a stressed state, your brain does not work at optimum and you only come up with limited solutions because your prefrontal cortex is running on a loop and it tends to think of the same answers, the same questions, and the same outcomes over and over and over again. What you need to do is talk to friends, because even though they have crazy answers, even though they are not the psychologist that you might go to and pay $125 an hour, they will give you some different perspectives. So that's why whenever you have a problem, talk to somebody. Talk to your mama, because your mama will have a perspective. Talk to your dad, because he'll have a different perspective. Talk to your best friend, because they'll have a different perspective. If you don't have any friends, go online. All right. Some of these people online, they're pretty damn mean, but you talk to some of them and they will give you a different perspective. So talking to people tends to solve problems, not because they're professional psychologists, but because they'll give you options to go in, and now you don't appear that you're going down the same blocked off road with blinders on and you can't see anything to the right, left, and forward. When you look forward, there's a brick wall there. All right. Get your other perspectives, because perspective gives you options. Okay, so check it out. Okay, I'm thankful for my 3 kids, especially when I was told I can't have kids because I have diabetes. Nonsense. Denise, all right. I have to give it up, because you actually defied something that somebody told you and they thought it was true for your life, but you didn't believe it was true for your life, and you got a result despite hating. You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what this channel is all about. So Denise, that's why I clapped, because that is actually what this channel is all about. Okay, so I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. All right, CoQ10 is great for the kidneys. It's also great for your liver, because it helps provide energy units, or that because ATP, your energy unit, is actually formed in your liver. So that works out pretty good. Excuse me. All right. So very good. Herbal teas for cortisol. I love it. And teas are calming, especially if you get the good teas like the peppermint teas, the lavender teas, the red rooibos teas. And lately I've been enjoying the kombucha teas. Yes, the kombucha. What do they call them? Microbiotic, the probiotic drinks. I've been loving those, and it's been calming, helping you sleep, and all that good stuff. Now, pretty soon, I think this week, I'm going to actually make you guys a video on how to get some real sleep. And I've come across another product, and I've been testing out products. Some of them I cannot endorse, because they did not do well for me. They didn't do anything. I didn't notice any changes. It was just some stuff that I took in a bottle that had no effect. So I have actually found another one, though. And thanks to my good partners at Dr. Vitamin Solutions, they have come up with something that is spectacular as far as sleep. I've been testing this product out for the last month, and I have to tell you, every single night, like clockwork, boom, to sleep, just out. All right, just like somebody just chloroform. All right, I just fell out. Right, that's what I'm talking. It worked like that. So when you guys get finished with it, I'm going to introduce you to that in a video next week. So that's going to be a video, not a live. But if you guys want to do it on a live, let me know. I'll come over here on a live, and it'll be like a Billy Mays sell session, and I'll have like 2 or 3 bottles up here, and I'd love to sell. So if I get up here and you guys want it on a live, I'll do it. I'll be like, yes. And if you buy this bottle right now, it'll be this price. However, if you were to buy the additional 3 bottles, you know how much money you can save? I could save you 20% if you bought 3 bottles of the same product. So you can probably be paid this price for 1 of the bottles, or you can pay this price for 3 of the bottles. But if you call within the next 20 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in this free light up, multicolored, vibrating keychain just for you for free. Okay? All you have to do is call right now. The toll-free number is right there on the bottom of your screen. I'm not going to do that, but all right. So it says, I got to win. And I have to fight my diabetes. Okay. So, and Gym 6, I'm going to tell you this. a lot of people told me that they wanted to do the diabetes program, they talked to me on the phone, but they could not do the program. All right. Now, I understand that sometimes it's the money, sometimes it's just timing, sometimes you want to try to look around and do stuff on your own. But this is what I'm going to do. Next week, I'm going to release a video, but I'm also going to do a live. And what we're going to do is I'm going to tell everyone who wants the diabetes course. All right. I'm going to do it, and we're going to have us a special promotion for the diabetes course so that anybody who wants to get in gets in. But I am never going to lower it like this again, but I'm going to do it so that those who want to get into the diabetes course, and I'm going to release it either this Friday or this coming Saturday. So if you want to get in, I'm going to tell you, you better get in, because it's not going to be at that price anytime soon. So if you guys want to get in, the people who are on the phone with me, they know what the price is. Okay. Because we told them what we're going to go through, and they said they could do it. Some people are saving up money right now. I'm going to give you a little hint. You don't have to save up as much money as that I told you on the phone. Okay, so I'm going to help you out. So just to let you know. So I want to I'm listening to you guys. So I don't just put stuff up there and then be like, oh no, you got to do this. I listen. So this is what we're going to do it one time, and we're going to see how people react to it and see if they take advantage. So if they were just talking, or if they really want to get into the course and this is something that they want to do. Okay, so, and we're going to help a whole bunch of people with this one. All right, I got already 50 people on the pre-list for the new promotion. So if you guys don't get into it, hey, that's on you. I'm just telling you. Okay, so very nice. And I got that in 2 days. Okay, 2 days, because I've been running ads for it. So hopefully you guys might see the ads or something. All right, now I'm about to get out of here. Let me answer a few more questions, and then we're going to be done, because I want to come in under an hour. Okay, so here it is. David Polton says, 2 people have said it's scientifically impossible to contract the disease through the vaccine, but one trusted European source says someone died after getting vaccinated. What is the truth? Well, I didn't even have to read any books. I didn't have to go. I've seen that in real life, because when moms, I started my channel a long time ago. So when moms contact you and they say, well, my child changed after a vaccine, and several of them said that their child died, I can't doubt what a mother says. And that is real time, in your face proof when they had no medical issues whatsoever prior. So what else could be the reasonable cause for their child dying? And to me, it has to be a vaccine. Now, can we put vaccines in a vacuum? No, because you eat terrible food, you're exposed to terrible air, I have a computer screen right here. There's one right here. I have a phone. I have a microphone. I have a camera in front of me. So all of these items are giving off an electromagnetic field that I have to relieve myself from after I get off of here. So when you guys think about it, I can't put vaccines in a vacuum, because we have too many other things bombarding our system. But vaccines are acute, so meaning that they have an immediate effect right now that actually causes a negative outcome. I don't want that for anybody. That's why I have not taken a vaccine, and I haven't been sick to the point where I had to stay in bed. I have not missed a day of work because I was sick at all. I don't, and I have to get up and lecture every day. So when I go to school, every single day, I'm up in front of a class talking. And if I was coughing, sneezing, hacking, all that stuff, I wouldn't be able to do that. So do I get sick? Yes, I feel it. I feel a tingling throat. And usually that's all I feel, because my immune system is really strong, or I'll hit it with a colloidal silver, and all of a sudden the instances go away, and then I don't have to deal with any of these harsh symptoms I see anybody else going to, or up to and including missing work. Okay, so very nice. Very nice. So is it dangerous, David? I have to say yes. I have to say yes. Oh, hello, everyone. Okay, arigato, and thank you for visiting and making comments and saying good morning every day on the Instagram. I really love it. So, arigato, I really appreciate it. Ella Lewis, one man turned 30 or in his 30s, does their hair and facial hair shed more, or could something else be causing it, like diabetes? More than likely, in your 30s, you are still too young to be losing hair for any reason. Your hairline should not be receding unless you got a freaky gene from your granddad. So no, your hair should not be falling out. It shouldn't even be turning gray. However, mine started turning gray about 29. I saw my first gray hairs on my head, and then it was in my late 30s when I saw it in my chin finally. Now, thank goodness I have seen no pubic hairs that have turned gray, but eventually I know that's coming. So that's why I'm steady taking the colloidal copper and or the Dr. Vitamins gray hair solution, which is a lot easier. You can just pop the pill and it has the catalase and all the stuff that you need, the building blocks, in order to get your black, your red, your brown hair back instead of gray. All right. Some of you guys, though, I have to say, you look amazing in gray and silver hair. I'm telling you. Okay, so let's see it here. Money Machine Gun. How often should you do coffee enemas? You only have to do them once every 3 months. Okay, so that's 4 times a year. It's not something that you have to do every day. You can do them every 2 hours if you have a stage 3, stage 4 cancer. So that's what they're for. That's what I use them for. But I use them as preventative. Like I love a coffee enema because it actually helps with everything up to and including energy and digestion. So love it, love it, love it. Okay, you're very welcome. All right. So can you do coffee enema at nighttime? Yes, as long as your stomach is empty. All right, so as long as you don't have anything in your bowels, like you do a saline wash, and usually before you do a saline wash, you can have eaten before about 5 hours before you do the saline wash, because if you have anything high up in your digestive tract, the salt will get mixed with that food, and all of a sudden it will not come through your system. The food has to be already digested and below and into your lower digestive tract before you can run salt through there and just kind of flush everything out. If the food is too high, the salt mixes with it, and then you start absorbing a lot of salt in your sodium shoots. All right, so just a little warning before you do it. So what we're going to do is we got to wrap this up. I have officially hit an hour, and I'm sure you guys don't mind. All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. I just want to say thank you to everybody who showed up on the live today, including LL Lewis, Anagato William, Miss Injolie, David Paulson, Money Machine Gun, Denise Mata, Raymond Presley, LL Lewis. Well, I got in here. Tiffany Chambers was back in the house. All right, I loved it. I love it. Okay, so don't take it, Tiffany. Tiffany Chambers says she was diagnosed with insomnia, and prescribed a medication. Nope, don't do it. If you need to go to sleep, try something called binaural beats that you find on YouTube, and put the headphones in. Use frequency and rhythm in order to calm your sleep down, instead of trying to use chemicals, because if you take chemicals to go to sleep, you will have to continue to take chemicals, even stronger ones, to go to sleep. And then when you don't have them, it will be impossible to sleep. So do not take a medication to sleep. Okay, so natural stuff, that's a little bit different, because it's not something that your liver is going to build a tolerance to. Okay, so let's see who else we got in here. Susan H. All right, I see you. My cousin, Big Marcus. If I didn't see you in here, if I missed you, cousin Mark, have a great weekend. Tell the family I said I love them, and they are doing, I'm proud of whatever they are doing in their lives. Okay, man. Tian, thank you for coming in, giving your questions and your comments. I love it. All right, so Jim 6, I love it. All right, Jim 6, Lady B, Suze Mai. I missed you, Suze. All right, so I got you. Okay, Mertice, I got you in here. So have a nice weekend. All right, that is all the names are repeating now. Okay, so you guys have a great weekend. You guys have a fantastic Sunday. Some of you are about to go off to church. You guys have a fantastic and worship your brains out. I want you guys to get the most out of your life and just push forward as much as you can. Those of you who are actually about to embark on your Sunday and start out your day, I want to wish you guys well. Be nice to people out on the road. Be considerate, because I am one of those people who I love to be considerate. I let people in traffic, because we as people have to be able to get along with people, because I'm not looking forward to the day when robots are running everything. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. You guys have a fantastic weekend. This is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet, and I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. Later. Okay, links in the description. Okay.